Chad, my friend, we've got some business to discuss.
No, Rox, no! I don't know what you're talking about saying I've been skimping on my payments. I've been totally upfront with you.
Is that what I said, boys?
Nothing of the sort.
Didn't hear that come out of your mouth, boss.
Well, maybe I got your wording a little wrong, but I'm pretty sure you said something along the lines of...
I said you look light, Chad, and I still think you look light to me.
He doesn't look light to me, Stooge. He's gotta be 200 pounds.
No. The boss is talking about his density, which is mass per volume.
Ah, so the boss is postulating that Chatty Chet is literally light, as in light enough to float on water? How can that be? He's a big boy.
That's known as buoyancy, when an object submerged underwater experiences a force back up from the water due to the volume of the displaced liquid. That's buoyant force.
Boy, oh, buoyant.
I know you're holding out on me, Songbird.
I'm sorry, boss, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be wasting company time on my burgeoning music career. Hey!
You see that, Stooge? Look at that buoyant force on the disc floating all nice-like.
That's right, Goof. That's because of the even nature of the object and the buoyant force pushing up against it, keeping it afloat. The weight of the CD holder is less than the weight of an equal volume of fluid.
If the CD were floating in, say, a bathtub, what would happen to the displaced water?
That's exactly what happened to the Greek physicist Archimedes when he laid back in his warm bath and discovered that the excess water was flowing over the sides of the tub.
So that water doesn't just disappear?
Nah, man, matter always has to go somewhere.
Eureka! I think I get it.
That's exactly what Archimedes said. And then he laid it out as a principle.
I thought he was a physicist.
You miserable con man, you're holding out on me.
I got nothing, boss, nothing except for my lucky stone. Oh, no!
Now, hold on. Chatty Chet the Weasel's stone fell into the water and sunk, well, like a stone. What gives? Where's that buoyant force when you need it?
Because, my dear Goof, it's not about mass, how large or small the object is. It's about the volume of the liquid that is displaced. It's the ratio between the gravity force of the displaced liquid and the gravity force of the object. You can also think of it as density. If the density of the object is more than the liquid, it's going to sink.
So is that why we got boats? Because the mass is spread out better?
Precisely. They say that if you take aluminum foil and roll it up into a ball, it's going to sink. But if you take the same piece of aluminum foil and fold it up into a boat, it'll float.
So the same object with greater volume would have a greater buoyancy?
You tell me, Goof.
I think it would.
I'm fixing to throw you in the water if you don't cough up what you're hiding.
No, boss!
Wait. The boss doesn't realize that if he drops Chatty Chet, the dead-to-us weasel, into the drink, he'll just float because of how mass is displaced.
Now you're thinking, Goof. That's why he wants Chet to cough it up to release some of the air in his lungs so that it's easier for him to sink. But he's failing to think about the rest of his body.
But what if he kills him? They say dead men don't float.
You're underestimating the power of some cement shoes or a bag of rocks tied to Chet's ankles. That kind of weight would definitely increase his gravity force and he would sink, because the gravity force would then be greater than the buoyant force.
Man, it takes a lot of science to get some people to swim with the fishes.
All right. You win. I'll give you everything I've been working on.
That's what I like to hear. Fork it over.
My debut concert and album release party are this Saturday. I've been working on... Rox! No!
big splash.
But he's floating! He's okay!
Forget it, boys. We've got another squealer to deal with. I say we light a little fire under his ass.
You got it, boss. Now I get to teach you a little lesson in thermodynamics.
Yes, crime does pay!